talks about how cool it is. And I'm just so excited.
You know, when as a comic, you get so excited about big moves. You know, like this week, I'm going to go to Vegas. I remember the first time I went to Vegas, I'm not going to tell you the club. It was a week-long club, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. I can't tell you how sad I was by Thursday. And I still had fucking, 6 more shows left or something. All you want to do is go home. You set up to do comedy, next thing you know, I'm in an elevator getting hit by swords. The little fucking kids, It was, then I had the 2 shows a night. They come up people before the show and tell you gotta be spotless. I gotta wait for the guy to walk out of the room for me to do a fucking pussy joke or a fart joke. And I was like, this ain't working. This isn't Las Vegas to me. I thought I was gonna walk out of here like fucking Dean Martin and have a great time, but I also worked there with Dice in the beginning. And I saw how it was for a guy like in his stature. When we opened for him, I go up there like my ball sack on 5. Don't even say 2 fucking words to me, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, where you at this week, brother, man?
I'm in Omaha. The rest of the week, I'll be at open mics in Worcester. People came out to that. Other comments at the open mics are very excited to hear about it. So that's that. And then by something October 5th in Connecticut.
Let's not worry about it.
So next week,
Worry about this weekend. See how you're going to tackle it. I mean, what a lot of notes from you.
Okay, on what?
Monday's podcast, how you think you did. What could have been better. I mean, because this is a 2-man show.
Right.
This is something that you only did with me years ago where you got to go up there and do 20 minutes. And I used to bring you more. You go, you got to do 40 minutes tonight very nonchalantly. Lee, you earned your stripes, brother. These motherfuckers don't know. I used to give you edibles, tell you off that you were doing 10 minutes. You and 8 other comics, and then we get to the ice house and I go, everybody cancel. We got 60 minutes. And guys, you could just see the color leave with little Jewish cheeks. See, fucking steam coming out of his ears. And I would hold you to it about 20 minutes. Nobody else is coming. Going back and get your material ready. Need you to make some noises, the whole fucking thing. And then he goes, then do great. 10 minutes, 12 minutes. And then I get on stage an hour later, go, I can't fucking believe you did that to me. I was just I'm going to get my car and go home. That's the fucking true comedy, brother. And that's what I'm saying. Listen, if we call each other, this is the same conversation you hear. Yes, nothing edited here, except, I tell them about DraftKings and what I bet. Besides that, this is what
you can tell me that stuff.
What stuff?
We'll talk about sports all the time.
Well, but we talk about a lot of other things.
Yeah.
One time is really get on the phone and go deeper on topics. Like when we talk about gay people and Eric the bag and all that shit, how he jerks off on people's feet and stuff. That's the phone call they want to hear. We're both higher than fuck. And we're just dying on the phone. Before I said to you, he called me up and he goes, I already took the edible. I go, I don't know. You don't sound retarded. And we start fucking dying of laughter. That's what the checking is all about. What do you think?
Absolutely. I love it, man.
I do tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night is, I will be in 2 places. I'll be at the Blackstone in Worcester, and I'll be at Rick's in Worcester.
You fucking beautiful, brother. If you go to see any of Lee's shows, please say hello to him. And report back to me how he did. My Twitter's at Matt Flavor. Let me know if this motherfucker should call it a bomb alert. No, I have all the confidence in the world. You're going to do great this week, brother. That's a great place. She makes you feel at home, so it takes the fucking steam off. Again, you're half neurotic, but it could be worse. I could be there torturing. So
I'm way more than half neurotic, but thank you.
My brother, have a great week. And let's close out the show with some sponsors, guys. Love you. Thank you for checking out the check-in. Checking out the check-in. One of my fucking idiots. Stay black. I'll see you in October.
Helena Blavatsky is one of the most significant figures in occultism, and she got her start in America. Well, not her actual start. She was born in the Ukraine, but she came to America to co-found the Theosophical Society, an organization that would spread across the globe in search of a mystical union between Eastern and Western religious ideas, digging beneath the surface for an original set of beliefs and practices to unite everyone. Originally, the society was concerned with experiments in practical occultism. Blavatsky herself was skilled in performing a variety of occult feats. Henry Steele Olcott, who co-founded the society with her, heard disembodied taps, witnessed pictures and letters materialize, and even saw her hair lengthen and shorten through mysterious means. Blavatsky claimed to be a of a secret mystical order of occult adepts based in Egypt. Eventually, she shifted her allegiance from these masters to a new order of adepts located in India and Tibet. These masters projected their spirits across continents and oceans to communicate with Blavatsky and Olcott, and they used their supernatural ability to materialize notes and letters directing Blavatsky's activities. Under their influence, Blavatsky composed a blockbuster work of occultism, The Rambling and Controversial Isis Unveiled, in which she attacked Christianity as a poor derivative of a more pure Eastern religious tradition, and argued that science was failing humanity by refusing to acknowledge the profound mysteries of occult phenomena. There is a lot to say about Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, and we won't be able to say it all in a single episode. But we want to introduce you to her today by tracking her career from the Ukraine to America to the founding of her Theosophical Society. In other words, we're devoting our time today to analyzing Blavatsky's time as an American occultist before leaving for Europe and India. Like Pascal Beverly Randolph, she was an outsider, an immigrant with strange ideas. Also like Randolph, she claimed to have been inspired and guided by secret brothers hailing from distant shores. My name is Dr. Rob C. Thompson, with my PhD in things called the Supreme Hierophant of our secret order of alchemical actors. I am joined by our Grand Master of Ceremonies, Olivia Litteral.
Wait, ceremonies? Is that?
It's all ceremonies.
Okay, it's just longer and fancier now.
But I'll get used to it. I'm just trying that out.
Okay. Hey.
It's the second episode.
Yeah.
See how it feels.
Feeling frisky.
And joining us for the first time, I'd like to introduce you to Savannah Barrett.
Hello, everyone.
What's up?
I listening to your intro, and it sounds like Helena Blavatsky is like the queen of hot takes. She's citing Christianity and science. Well, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's queen of 19th century hot takes. Yeah, because science and Christianity were like the masters of the 19th century. Now it's sort of just science.
Yes, but normally when you attack Christianity, you use science. So it's interesting to attack both.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's have at the pledge, shall we? We, the members of the secret order of alchemical actors, do solemnly commit ourselves to honest telling of the history of the occult as far as we know it. That was ambitious.
I feel like that was weird, but I think I like repeated words. I don't know.
No, I felt together-ish.
Okay. Close enough.
Helena Blavatsky was born in August of 1821 in the Katerinoslav, Ukraine.
Her mother was a writer and a translator of novels. Her father had a military career and moved the family around quite a bit. Helena was the oldest, with two younger siblings, Vera, who also became a writer, and Leonid.
Who is Leonid?
That's her brother, yeah. It's a good person. Yeah, it's her brother.
Ah.
Her mother died when she was only 11, and when she was 18, she married the much older Nikifor Blavatsky on a bet with her governess that she couldn't find a man who would tolerate her.
So rude. What? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good for her. She beat that bet.
Well, I mean, it was kind of up to... It's a bad thing to... You shouldn't bet a person that they won't do a thing that they can just go out and do.
Yeah, that just makes them want to do it, right?
Pretty much.
At least for me.
In this case, she probably should have withheld. You should just let the governess win. We'll get into that. So, her husband became the governor of the province, so that's pretty cool. But she refused him his, I'll put this in air quotes, marital rights.
Yes,
Winking.
queen.
You know what I mean? And she ran away, eventually boarding the Commodore. And the Commodore is a boat, not a guy.
Wow, okay. I wasn't even...
But she kept his last name?
Yes. Yeah, as it turns
That's
out.
interesting.
That's a very 19th century thing to do.
Okay.
She gave her servants the slip in Kursk and continued on by herself to Constantinople.
The what? The slip and cursed? I was just listening to that. Okay. I was just listening to that song earlier today.
Oh, that's a good one. Copyright.
I think you're good. You can do a few notes. She next traveled to Cairo in search of alchemical secrets and then took up the piano and considered becoming a professional pianist, giving concerts in England and on the continent.
Just like a side quest for her.
Yeah, she was just that
Skill,
good.
side skill. Okay.
These are like her college years, her trying to find herself.
Yeah.
Being a concert pianist, yeah. An Indian delegation attended the Great Exhibition at Hyde Park in 1851, and according to biographer Sylvia Cranston, it's likely she met the first of her occult masters there and then. This is the masters that form this secret brotherhood who guide her. The Indian occultist instructed her to study in Tibet for 3 years to prepare to help him with a great work they would undertake together, and so began Blavatsky's first world tour. She began in America, which is the wrong way to get to Tibet, seeking to communicate with American Indians and also Mormons. Savannah, you have a love for Mormons, isn't that right?
I do. I think Mormons are incredible people. I am fascinated by their religion.
Are you at all concerned that they might be knocking on your door now?
Well, I would listen, but it's going to take some convincing Mormons. I'm sorry. It's interesting, but yeah.
You're more a fan from the outside. You like looking from a distance.
You'll listen through the door.
Yes. Just slide the book under the door.
She traveled to New Orleans, Texas, Mexico, and Honduras before leaving for Ceylon, which is a country we now call Sri Lanka, and finally Bombay.
Can we pause real fast? How is she traveling so much? Where is she getting the money to travel?
She's a resourceful woman, but initially she did have a certain amount of family money she could work off of. She got an allowance.
Oh, okay.
That's going to run out eventually, but at this
From her
stage,
husband or her family?
little column A, little column B.
Oh, okay. She can run away from her husband and still get money from him?
Shit, that's the beauty of Blavatsky.
That's a power move right there.
This sounds like something I want to do.
That's true. Yeah.
You need to go back to the 19th century.
Yeah.
There you go.
British officials turned her away at the border of Tibet, and she did another round trip around the world to New York, Chicago, South America, and finally Calcutta. So that's really 2 trips to America and then India. She returned home long enough to learn that Nikifor had given up his marital rights entirely, and to impress her family with mediumistic taps, which she claimed to produce by occult power and not the spirits of the dead. So at this time period, a lot of spiritualists in America in particular, and then moving into Europe, were communicating with dead people. And the way they did it wasn't like the Long Island medium where they, hear the voices and tell you about it. There would actually be taps on tables or under tables that were being produced by no hands that you could see, like disembodied hands. They would tap out like a Morse code.
Ah, interesting. Maybe the Long Island can't read Morse code, or maybe ghosts nowadays just don't know Morse code, so she has to hear their voices.
That's possible. So Blavatsky, though, she was a little different because she said she was also able to produce these taps just like the mediums in America, but she said that's not dead people. That's my own occult power making that happen.
Whoa.
So after staying in Europe for a while, she headed for Tibet in 1868, where she stayed for an indeterminate amount of time with two occult masters. The first one was Mahatma Maurya, and the second one was Kutumi.
Ooh, Kutumi.
Good old Kut.
It rolls off the tongue.
It does. Whether or not this sojourn actually took place is subject to fierce scholarly debate. The biographer Cranston identifies 3 points of evidence that suggests she was really there, and I'll leave it to our listeners to make up their minds whether or not they hold these to be convincing enough. The first one is that D.T. Suzuki, the Japanese Zen master who brought Zen Buddhism to the West and had considerable knowledge of Tibet, believed, based on what he knew of what she'd written, that she had been there. So he was convinced just based on his study of her. The second piece of evidence is that Blavatsky translated the Tibetan Buddhist The Voice of Silence in 1889. This was a book that was praised by our current Dalai Lama. And the last...
What was it about?
It's The Voice of Silence.
Oh.
Says it all.
Okay.
I haven't actually read that one. I've read many of her books, but I have not read that one. And an investigator staying in Tibet in the 1920s received reports of a woman named Blavatsky staying in and around the country. Probably that's the most persuasive, but it's just this one guy, so there you go.
But that guy, his neighbors are like, that's the most credible guy I've ever met in my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a very specific thing to say there was a Blavatsky around here. What are the odds?
Right.
In Tibet. Next, we hear of Blavatsky. She's one of only 16 passengers to survive an explosion on board the SS Eunomia sailing for Cairo by way of the Ionian Islands. Kind of amazing.
Crap.
Yeah. She's an incredible life.
What?
Then, in June 1873, while staying with a relative in Paris, she suddenly received a message from her occult masters to sail for New York. By all accounts, I really love this story about her because it shows that she was a pretty nice person. She's just generally a nice person to be around. On her trip to America, she encountered a mother with small children who was missing a ticket for the crossing. So Blavatsky exchanged her more expensive ticket, in the top of the Titanic, for a couple of cheaper tickets. So, moving down closer to where Leo was doing that Irish jig, so that the woman and her children could make the trip to America.
Aw, wow. That is very nice. And thank you, Rob, for putting it in terms of the Titanic.
Yes. To remind our listeners, it's 1873. We are 40, 50 years before the Titanic would sail. So it was not the Titanic, but just in Titanic terms. In New York, the death of her father cut off her allowance, and she resorted to making men's shirt collars and artificial flowers. So here, Savannah, is where we're no longer making the family bucks, no more inheritance.
Did they cut her off for a reason? Or you just been running around too long? Or was it, stop messing with the occult?
In part, I think the money was coming from whatever her father was up to, so he was not able to work anymore because he died. Yeah.
Okay.
Then in 1874, she traveled to Chittenden, Vermont to look in on the Eddy seances where she met Colonel Henry Olcott. And 2 years later, they were holding a nationally publicized funeral for the Baron de Palm. So let me just take a quick second for that. The Eddy seances were an interesting event. These two guys, William and Horatio Eddy, William was the materializing medium. He would get behind this curtain in this cabinet. By cabinet, we mean it was like a closet behind a stage. And you would wait a little bit, and then a spirit would pop out from behind the curtain while Eddy was back there, meditating and, forcing this ether into the air, and here came this spirit. And he did this. He produced 300 different spirits. So this was national news that he could do this. It was also national news because, on the surface of it, it seemed pretty ridiculous. Most people were like, "Isn't it just that guy putting on costumes back there and popping out?"
Right. No.
So Henry Olcott was a kind of like amateur paranormal investigator with a reasonable reputation. He had actually served on the inquest into Abraham Lincoln's assassination. So
Oh, nice. Wow.
yeah, pretty major dude.
That's like street cred.
He wrote a 400-page book about the Eddy seances where he sort of the whole time was saying that they were a ridiculous waste of time, but
Wow.
that he couldn't disprove any of the phenomena. So in other words, the Eddies seemed to be doing some like miraculous, unexplainable things, but there was no significant message that you could take away from it. Like there was nothing worth talking about, that any of the spirits had to say or do. They were just like popping out, performing magic tricks, and then disappearing. So probably what happened was Blavatsky was reading his articles because he was sending out articles about these seances, and there are some folks believe, and we'll never know this, but some folks believe that she thought to herself, "Oh, this guy would be the perfect like partner to publicize my new career that I'm going to start as this international occultist." So she went up there to meet him, is how that argument goes, to get him in on her whole situation. She succeeded. He was very interested in this woman, and he ended up partnering with her, not romantically. They always had a strictly platonic relationship, but to found the Theosophical Society, which would go on to be internationally famous and still exists today. The other thing I want to say is a quick note about the funeral for the Baron de Palm. The Baron de Palm was the first person to be cremated in the United States. And he had a Theosophical funeral. So the reason he was the first person to be cremated is because the Theosophical Society observed this blend of Western and Eastern traditions, and it was Eastern tradition to cremate bodies. So he joined the Theosophical Society sort of right after it was formed and right before he died. So his funeral was then another like national event. Just like the Eddy seances, Blavatsky manages to create these great big publicity opportunities for herself, and Olcott gave this big speech. It was this whole thing.
Wow.
So in 1876 and 1877, Blavatsky was the recording secretary for the Theosophical Society, and she was hard at work on the first of her two significant occult works, which she would produce in her lifetime, and that is Isis Unveiled. The second book is the more sort of like rich book. It's the book that people like me tend to admire more, and that was The Secret Doctrine. She was going to write that a decade or more later. So the book, Isis Unveiled, which I have also read a great deal of, is 1,000 pages long, and I will vouch for the fact that it is incredibly difficult to read.
It's thick. Wow. That is large.
The book or Blavatsky?
I mean, don't talk about homegirl like that, but yeah.
Okay, all right. The book.
Yeah.
Blavatsky moves from theory to theory and tangent to. She was also not a thin woman, just so our listeners.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said don't talk about homegirl like that.
I know. There are other podcasts who make light of that, but I think that's
She's
not
not
really
like
the point.
that. Anyway, okay.
Well, she also had a lot of health problems near the end of her life, so it's not entirely fair.
Also, women wear a lot of layers. I'm just saying.
This is true. So
Thick doesn't have to be that thick, BT, by the way.
that's true. That's true. Body positivity here on Occult Confessions. Let's talk about Isis Unveiled, though.
No, sorry.
So she moves from theory to theory and tangent to tangent, filling the book with anecdotes and diatribes which typify a brand of occultism that's not unlike those of some of her peers, including Pascal Beverly Randolph and the Chevalier Louis de B, somebody we'll get to in our next episode. But more than just being a difficult book, Isis Unveiled is also a fairly remarkable catalog of mainstream and occult philosophers spanning the whole history of Western culture. She attacks atheistic science, attempts to fold Darwin's theories into her own occult theory, blends Eastern mysticism with her own Blavatsky and theosophy, quotes Schopenhauer, and references the Talmud and the Vedas. Whew.
That's a mix.
She was a busy woman.
Let's get into some of the ideas now that surface in this book. Her views on the soul and the afterlife, in my opinion, are fascinating. To begin, she does not believe that all of us are guaranteed an afterlife. Our souls may or may not survive the transition of death.
If the human soul has neglected during its lifetime to receive its illumination from its divine spirit, our personal God, then it becomes difficult for the gross and sensual man to survive for a great length of time of his physical death.
And she believes that dogs can go to heaven.
Oh, hell yeah, like that movie. That's awesome.
All Blavatsky dogs go to heaven.
It is enough to make one's feelings revolt against the claimed justice of the first cause to believe that while a heartless, cold-blooded villain has been endowed with an immortal spirit, the noble, honest dog, often self-denying unto death that protects the child or the master he loves at the peril of his life, that never forgets him but starves himself on his grave, will be annihilated.
Isis unveiled is the product of an order from Blavatsky's secret brotherhood, her teachers, her masters, her Mahatmas. She wrote it with Henry Alcott by her side, claiming to be writing about things she had never studied and quoting from books she had never read, so she was receiving it supernaturally. She was inspired by otherworldly forces, namely these occult masters who were sort of like projecting their intelligence to her. Her inspiration came from this secret crew of enlightened occultists. Alcott described the experience working with her on the book.
Each change in the HPV manuscript would be preceded either by her leaving the room for a moment or two, or by her going off into the trance or abstracted state, when her lifeless eyes would be looking beyond me into space, as it were, and returning to the normal waking state almost immediately.
She sent Alcott to shelves to grab books and seemed to know exactly where to find the information she wanted. She'd name a page, and there Alcott would discover exactly the paragraph she was searching for. Alcott viewed his task writing the book as a kind of occult education in which Blavatsky was teaching him by challenging him to make contact with his own intuitive consciousness of occult truths.
She caused me to utilize, it almost seemed, everything I had ever read or thought, and stimulated my brain to think out new problems that she put to me in respect to occultism and metaphysics, which my education had not led me up to, and which I only came to grasp as my intuition developed under this forcing process.
She would write, cut up, paste, disassemble, cut, and paste again to form her argument. In addition to being her student, Alcott also served as her proofreader and her collaborator.
I corrected every page of her manuscript several times, and every page of the proofs. Wrote many paragraphs for her, often merely embodying her ideas. Helped her find out quotations and did other purely auxiliary work. The book is hers alone, so as personalities on this plane of manifestation are concerned, and she must take all the praise and all the blame that it deserves.
What up, baby?
It took Blavatsky 2 years to complete the book, Star.
How you living? What's new? You like my blanket? Do you like my blanket? Do you like my blanket?
that his cancer was fast and had spread aggressively, and that he was stage 4. In this case, it was bladder cancer that spread to his rectum. You were talking about the VA not keeping an eye on you. Did you see another one of many statistics in the VA that goes unchecked? Correct. What did the VA tell you when, Facebook was? Sorry, even with that diagnosis, Sam was faced with even more bad news. What about your mom? What was her diagnosis? She's had the liver disease now for about 3 years that we know of. The dementia just happened at the beginning of this year as well. And it just progressively got worse. Sam's mom is in the hospital going through tests, but I was able to meet his dad, Sam's family. They all live together in a modest apartment in Florence. Sam's dad is a Vietnam veteran. He's been going to the VA for medical care. This is soon after Sam's dad was given the bad news. He's tried to ask me how to talk with my mom before she was completely gone mentally, and they both agreed that they would like to be buried together, which brings us down to your dilemma. So being buried together is a constant benefit. Did you start to research and try to figure this out? Yes, I went to cemetery, I went to the service hall. Basically, if my dad was to be taken, we don't know what cemetery he's going to end up because they're all pretty full. Ellen School, Riverside School, possibly San Diego VA. But since him and my mother weren't married, he was in service and she's not a veteran. They won't put her with him. So it's either that, I let them put in, and I had to figure out what I'm going to do with my mom, or in this case, I just keep them together and keep them there in South Bay for my dad's from. Sam Sr. says he's accepted the state, but the thought of being buried alone without his wife next to him scares him. I think it would make me feel so much better if I knew for sure where I was when I have my last rest is in Iowa with my wife in the same place as she was just would be most it's just fun. Oh yes, all the time we look back, I was really cool. Yeah. There's a cemetery called Pacific Crest Cemetery. It's located at 187th you would have. I have an uncle and a grandfather that's been buried there. I was a little child. You decided as a boy that that's where you wanted to be buried? Yeah. My uncle's right. But I and my grandfather also. So Junior says it's been a hell of a journey. But doing his best. Just a lot. I was a Mississippi gunner in the Marine Corps, served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, I did a total of 9 years. 9 years. So that was pretty rough. Yes, sir. The roughness is that compared to the roughness of what you're going through now. Honestly, I think that was easier for losing my parents. But it was tough to lose brothers who put their own, but even my parents, that's all I have in this world right now. Their own time, right? Correct. What? Well, I have to get up every day. I'm strong so that my dad is strong. So if I'm not strong, it's just going to give up. I can't imagine what day-to-day is for you, given that I'm one of those days there. You know what I mean? Yes, it's very scary because I can pop my head in the room every once in a while to make sure if I hear him breathing. And every day is scary when I open that door. You're watching me interview your son. You're listening to a little bit of what he's doing on a daily basis. What does that do to you? Where's my heart at all? I can't fathom what my son has with just for me. I don't know why. I just a comeback that did his job for us country. I did what he should and you love living here like I stand up for.
What's up, baby? How you living? I'm what?
This guy said you're the VC, so we're doing the VC. We're not doing the VC. Bullshit artwork. We got close. Class Google ass kiss. You still want to shove that? I'd rather know that. I'll stick this up. So, let's see here. Students reports total corruption in shows on this there. Okay, but it's not getting these officers stuff. So if you just got some idea. Yo, what's up, man? VC time, baby. Look at that. Yeah. There's a lot of shit going on right now. How's everything? Good. Good. I'm gonna go try to get my car back. With my business in the car, and I'm going in the car too. I think that's the best way to go. And then I'm going to tell everyone that I'm going to stream it before I go do that. That's how the guy knows I'm coming. Call the cops ahead. Fit boy. That's my plan. I'll do it for the day, baby. Why not? Well, it worked for him, so it worked for you. Prove it, follow, exactly. Oh, good. Rabbi's got some lights going. Okay, this is actually the name of the game. I like this. The frame rate is bad, which sucks. The frame rate's like, oh, there we go. Usually it's like this. Cat talking like that. Wait, okay, can you put the video of the cat too? I want to see the cat too. There's just so much going on with that cat. It's sad. Cat looks so boys, fucking happy. What? What's the cat? What's the thing? The cat is worse than I do. The cat's interested in everything. Wait, I got a bad fight going on right now. Oh, you know what? We saw that one yesterday. I was good. You know that. Does the rabbi just sleep, relax, fap, and have watch my videos?
That's exactly right. That's a schedule. Football is in there as well.
You touch your balls with your feet. Got it. Not a bad schedule. Living that primate lifestyle.
That's right.
So you lads from America, I'm guessing. This Rabbi Michael is fighting the fucking shit going on in
Americans love fighting. Everyone likes fighting. They do love fighting videos. Why? I love fighting videos.
We'll start hip hop, baby.
Hip hop's the best. It's the right theater. What's that? You love getting hurt? No, I like watching other people. Watching other people get hurt. We're hurting other guys. Come on. Yeah. We probably have some masochist PMPs in the freaking Telegram, but not here. We get paid for that. Oh, geez. All right. We'll get other. That's kind of a crazy way to make money. The street fight's great. I can find a club tonight. Oh, man, this girl's tired clothes all right.
This girl takes on the crowd. This topless chick.
She's doing great, isn't she? She's waving my cards.
Is this just what's happening in America, or is it?
Yeah, this is just even a quarter, and this is exactly what you'll see at any hour of the day.
Watch this girl just take on the crowd.
Good ones will happen. You go to Des Moines, Iowa, you're going to see this. Go to Wichita, Kansas, you're going to see this.
Omaha, Nebraska, everywhere.
Can't say. All those violent video games and movies. The Matrix.
You can't make that shit. Must be the government. Why can't start blaming the fucking government?
Yeah. Like this guy gets looking at the with the government, not vote at all. Everyone's gonna pay to say you like the government and get your voice separate too.
Well, the government is.
I love the government. They help you out. How are you gonna get rules? Okay. Yeah. I like those guys put the in. Those guys are, what is it, like fucking midnight in Australia or New Zealand?
It's 10:30.
Okay, there you go. That's something like that. It sounds like it. There you go. I like that voice. Welcome to the VC. It's very official. We got a lot of official shit. I'm watching my bits with Rabbi. He's got a new nest. Looks beautiful.
Hey, are you the fucking guy? HPOS guy.
No? That's Greg Obama.
Oh, you sound like you. Look.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm the guy that says just.
Yeah, well,
Jack.
I'm the campus, mate. Yo, I kiss your ass. I'm that guy. I'm just trolling.
I like that. I like the word you typing very recently.
Do we have a timetable on when the next Twitter space is?
No, good question. If I can clear up all my tickets today, early this morning, if it takes a long time, this afternoon.
Oh, very well.
They got like we went to tickets to the Super Bowl.
You're the guy that was on the Kid and Hog show. Sunday.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Me and John, and then tickets. I gotta talk to the best. I just get bored of talking. I don't want to explain it. I want people to tell me. It's just annoying. But something's good. So, okay, there's been girls fighting on the streets. So.
Hello.
Hey, when's the next gig stream? Speaking of streams, spaces and stuff.
Yeah, I think it should be in the next couple of hours, like 2.
Oh, sweet. Okay, awesome. That's great. I like that. That's the thing. We do the morning Nigerian stream with AD, and then we do the spaces. So everyone's got to check the AD's cake. You got to subscribe. He just hit 75 subscribers or something. Now you're more good. No, that's 77. Fuck yeah. There you go.
We are 77 now.
We got to get him to 100. 1,000. Then 2.8 billion. Looks looking good. I like this. I like the Nigeria streams. They're very fun. You can chat. See what's like in Nigeria. You know you. Let's see. Did it go or not? That's stupid machine. Yeah. Gotta do for double dubs.
Yeah, and if anyone has any more ideas about like what we should stream, like there would be like general house streaming, like so.
I had an idea just looking at the rabbi's videos. We started to sort of pay people to fight, and you can stream them fights in Nigeria.
Bum fights.
It's straight slow.
Well, like you said, when we try to fight what? I think
People who like to move, fighting people who hate you. That kind of thing.
On 3rd October, the whole labor ministry is going to come down into indefinite strike. Yeah. And it's because of the unfair wages, problems with the petrol prices, and there is like a compensation. They just increase the price, and a lot of workers are not making it.
It's now 6 o'clock p.m.
Like fuel your cars before you go to work, like the demand and almost if the price of petrol increases, everything go high. Like almost everything go high. The food, high exit light grocery, almost everybody can also. Sorry. The whole violence sort of thing, because you're exploiting people and fucking in the end that's gonna backfire on you because you're exploiting these lesser countries and you're like probably one they moved it to and more nothing. These other countries, can't you both fight? Can't you both fight? Well, yeah, what I'm saying is exploiting them because you're I guess you're right. It should be a fight to get that friendly match. No fun. I can hear Kasonic and Jesus. That's crazy. Yeah, somebody needs to be able to. If you can make fully legit floating thing over there, fucking good on you. But not like a bum for sort of thing where you're exploiting the cunts and we can't do it. Just tonight, we'll do that in Antarctica, get the famous invited. But, if you can't do it in your own country, what the fuck would you take advantage of other cunts? Because over there, it's just jail, no cares. Yeah, I get it. I think you can give people money just to fight. They were gonna fight Eddie for another. Actually gonna get active. I think it's helping. Don't you? It will, but you can't exploit them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just gotta buy Teslas with the cobalt mine from the Congo. But that's cool. That's fine. But making a video of people fighting, giving them money, that's fucked up. Yeah. I'm all for it. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this trip. Yeah, we gotta do something. In these countries, they're tribal people. Fucking tough as shit, man. Holy fuck. I wouldn't want to get in with one of these tribal people because I fucking split me fucking head off. Because they're naturally born to fucking. By the way, I gotta keep back in the Rabbi, but no, it's a free time. After all. Rabbi, give us a play-by-play, by the way.
Absolutely. Here we have a guy. He doesn't want to wear a mask. This one guy's telling the other guy he has to wear a mask in some establishment. And here we go. All right, I'll translate for you. This guy's saying, dude, you got to wear a fucking mask. And the other guy's like, dog, I'm not going to wear this fucking mask. This motherfucker's like, look at this. This is 1.5 liters. The other guy's like, talk to the hand. Then the other guy's like, stop in the name of love. This motherfucker's pulling out a Diana Ross and the Supremes. Stop in the name of love. He's saying, you got to put on the fucking mask. This other guy's like, look, I'm going to look like an ape. I'm going to hold this 1.5 liter bottle as I talk to you. The other guy's laughing at him, saying, I don't need to wear a mask. Yeah. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. Here we go.
I'm ready for the, yeah, ready for the
Here we go. Now we got a masked guy. Oh, this guy just is like, fuck you. I don't have to wear this mask. Fuck you. I don't have to wear this mask. And then he asserts dominance. Does he steal the bottle? Oh hell yeah, he steals the bottle and he puts the bottle back. That was very kind and polite of him. He's gonna drink it now. Pour it on him. Pour it out for your homies. Oh, that was good. All right, we got these two kids. This looks like an after school fight. Oh man, this kid has a glass jaw. This other kid's now gonna do a rear naked choke on him, just whooping ass. Oh, now this kid's friends tell him don't fight him anymore because they suck. This guy should have put him away. All right, next up, we got a guy in the middle of a park. We got a guy with a hat on and a guy without a shirt. Odds are, always take the guy without a shirt. That guy has nothing to lose already. This guy, now they high five at the beginning of the fight. Guy in the white shirt, he's just taking shitty punches at the guy without a shirt. The guy without a shirt is about to whoop some ass. I can just tell. Oh yeah, I called that one. Now the guy without a shirt is just beating the hell out of the guy with the shirt. Oh yeah, the guy with the shirt runs like a motherfucker. Good for that kid. Anyway, here we are. I like professional fights, but I don't like doing play by play on them as much. But we'll give it a chance. We got black shorts versus white shorts. Black shorts here is throwing punches. White shorts has green gloves. Black shorts has black gloves. Black shorts is throwing haymakers. He's throwing uppercuts. He's missing green gloves. I like his gloves. And here we go. Black shorts is just about to go ape shit on this motherfucker. And nothing happens. Surprised this isn't fight point. Next, we got a motherfucker on the ground. Next up, we got a man on a mission who is just fighting the air. I don't think that this is not in fight porn. For clarification, this is dumb people fighting things. Okay, so next up we got this guy who's trying to abuse his girlfriend, and we got some instant karma that's gonna happen. And it looks like it's live on TikTok. This guy's girlfriend is gonna go ape shit on him. Go get it. Give it to him, girl. Give it to him, girl. Whoop his ass. Whoop his ass. Imagine not only like fighting your girl live on TikTok, but then you get your ass tossed by her. That's gotta be embarrassing. While people are like sending emojis at you. That's just crazy. Okay, we got two girls here. Oh, this girl she ain't fucking around. We got a girl with the red hair, and there's a big dog that's involved that I don't know if it's gonna come into play. Then we got another dog coming in. Oh, this girl doesn't give a shit about these canines. Just check these hands, baby. Are we watching? Are you guys alongside? Oh yeah, we got tons of motherfuckers in this bitch. All right. I just don't ever know if I'm talking to myself. So here we go. We got jaw-breaking speed. Here we go. Shout out to Ago and Ago's cats. Ago has two cats. One of them is named Odin. The other is named Albus. Shout out to her cats. And shout out to Sebastian the cat. All right, here we go. This guy motherfucker just gets his jaw broken. Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch. All right, next up. We've got a cop training with the thug. We saw this one yesterday, but it's still a good fight. This cop just lays down the law on this motherfucker, almost breaks his neck. And it's loading. I don't know what's loading about it. We'll see. We'll see. There you go. A little bit of a delay. Oh, this motherfucker's out. Next up, we got two people. Two British motherfuckers fighting. Here we go. This is Taco Casa in Myrtle Springs, Texas. Looks like Taco Casa is lit tonight. We got, again, kids take in general. This is a general rule that I have. Take the motherfucker who has the less clothes on. They have less to lose. They're already just embarrassed. We got Mike Tyson here. who's just dodging punches like it's his job, which it really was. Except it looks like he's taking them now. And then he just knocks this motherfucker out. Mama said, knocked you out. Doo-doo. All right, next up, we've got someone knows grappling. This motherfucker, we got two guys. They both have shirts off. And now we got the guy who looks like be the bigger dude. Got the other guy in a headlock. Oh, but the guy in the red shorts is making a good fight on this. This is championship fights. All right, now they're just hugging on the ground, it seems like. And
That's nice. They're making friends after the fight.
absolutely, that's always a good thing. I think
Yeah, so you're gonna kiss it.
absolutely, I think they're Facebook friends. They're gonna go to each other's house for holidays. It's very enjoyable. Now this motherfucker's about to throw hands.
He's the
Now he's throwing hands. Oh, now he's got him in a reverse naked choke. Oh, bare naked choke. Oh, wow. This is actually a surprise fight. I would not have called this one. It looks like this guy in the red shorts. Red, absolutely. Knocks. Oh, with the cheap shot. Cheap shot at the end. Absolutely. Oh, this motherfucker. Now, this guy walks in the. Oh, he walked in the fight. We're going to watch this one again. This guy wasn't even in the fight. He's trying to break it up, and this other guy's like, fuck you, get out of here. Peace out, Girl Scout. Next up, we got these girls on a boat. I love girls fighting on a boat. And look at this motherfucker just takes. Exactly. And then look at this. These bitches are fighting in the water. Good for these girls. Good for these girls. And you never know when a tit's gonna pop out. It's an exciting thing about women fighting. Absolutely. Oh my god, this guy is just giving his friend brain damage. Look at this. We're gonna watch this one again. Fuck you and fuck everything for which you stand. I'm now gonna use my fist and bounce them off your face like a basketball. Next up, we got some people fighting by a telephone pole here. She pretended to be dead in the middle of a fight. I don't know if that is a good strategy for a fight. It's good with grizzly bears, I can tell you that, but I don't know if it's good in a fight. So here we go.
If you're being attacked by a seal or something, just do that. But not if you're being attacked by a human. They can tell you're not really dead.
Agreed. They are not dumb. Oh man. But nevertheless, these two, they're scrappy. Good for these kids. All right, next up, we got the weirdest fight ever. We've seen all the fights in the world history, and we will be the judge if this is the weirdest fight ever. All right, here we go. We got this motherfucker. It looks like he's got Gene Code jeans on. This guy, motherfucker with Gene Codes, is about to take a 2x4 by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. This motherfucker, he's taking it. Now it looks like he's trying to crucify the motherfucker with this board. Now his friend's gonna come in. Dude, Gene Code Jeans, he loses his shirt. Gene Code Jeans loses his shirt. We got this guy using the guy as a human shield, and then Gene Code Jeans runs away. Oh, and then he grabs a board out of nowhere and starts beating motherfuckers with the board. Oh, and now they're checking on their friend. He's out. That motherfucker's out. Okay, next up, we got an absolute ass naked man fighting. Oh no, it's an ass naked woman fighting a man. And now this guy's ass is out. We've got two asses. We got double asses right now. This is unprecedented in the history of fight porn mornings with Rabbi Rothschild. This is unprecedented, but we've had two asses out at the same time. And we've got the fire department there. This motherfucker could sit on. He could sit on her and end it. He refused not to. This is permanent brain damage, people. All right, here we go. We got two motherfuckers look like they're fighting in Southern California, and we're gonna see some permanent brain damage. This also could be Las Vegas. It also could be Arizona. Oh, not this motherfucker just knocked out. One punch chump. Here we go. Now they're helping him up. I like that. You give your opponent brain damage and then you help him up. That's very sweet. All right, here we go. We got this guy who takes a knee to the heart and then, kickboxing right in the face. This motherfucker. That was very bullish, a very bullish kick here. This guy takes a knee to the heart, and then he just gives him his 5 toes to the jaw. Damn you, motherfucker! That was crazy. All right, here we are. This. I've seen this one. This was an attempt to have a happy birthday, and then these guys start like fucking up this person's birthday party, and absolutely. And now they're using what looks like furniture that was made out of pallets. That was crazy. Next up, well, we've seen that one, and this was the weirdest fight ever. That was a good one. All right, this motherfucker's gonna attack this person down the hall. Oh, gets his shit tossed. Damn, look at this. This guy gets a running start to get his shit tossed. Peace out, Girl Scout. Boom. Next up, the guy in the black shirt wanted to act cool. So he cheap shots this motherfucker in the back of the head. Kid in the back of the head is now going to fuck his shit up. I can just tell you. Oh, yeah. Give it to him, kid. Give it to him. Kid in the gray shirt has the kid in the black hoodie on the ground and is now just bouncing his knuckles off this kid's face. This is an amazing. This is 4 punches in a row to the head. We got a machete, a baseball bat, wrestling moves, and ice cream. That is all. All right, here we go. Machete, baseball bat, wrestling moves, and ice cream. This has it all. All right, damn. Okay, we got wrestling moves. Where's the machete? Okay, this motherfucker. Oh, there is a machete. This guy's got a big ass machete. Oh my god. Oh my god. The guy with the baseball bat and the guy with the machete are fighting. And now it just turns into a wrestling match. My money's on the guy with the machete. In general, kids, take the person with the biggest weapon. Like gun beats machete, machete beats baseball bat beats piece of lumber, piece of lumber. Yeah, right. That guy has nothing to lose.